Hi, this is just a quick video to show you the new functionality that was added into the lag and lead functions in the release that came out just a couple of weeks ago, so back in August. It wasn't a huge release in terms of lots of other things going on. This was the main one with regards sort of calculation functions within ANAPLAN. So as I said, it's to do with lag and lead, and just to take you through this nice and quickly, I've put together a dummy module, just lots of manually added data. I've got an overheads line, and what we're going to do is lag and lead those. So I'm just going to plug in a value all the way across. You can see that populate straight away, and it's the same as overheads because at the moment my lag and lead is 0. If I show you the formula, I'm lagging overheads by the number of periods and periods to lag by, so at the moment 0, and I'm using, if I need to use any fill data, it's coming from this line, and my lead is exactly the same, so lead, overheads, periods to lead by, and fill. Now, although this isn't the purpose of this video, I do often get asked what exactly is this fill. It seems to just be a bit confusing. All it is if there is not enough data within the module to satisfy the function, it will take the data from fill. I've made it 1,000,000 in here so it sticks out like a sore thumb. So if I show you what I mean by that, I'm going to put 3 into each of those, and you'll see straight away in my lag million, million, million here, and in the lead million, million, million here. That's because if you think about it, when I lag for January and February and March, technically I would need data for October, November, December 16 in order to have that to lag in, but my timescale's not that long, so I don't have it. At the opposite end of the scale, for October, November, December, if I'm leading, so I'm bringing data back, I'd also need data from the first quarter of 2018, which in my timescale I don't have, so it uses the fill. That's all the fill does. Now, what's actually been added into these functions is a mode option. So previously, all you had was the 3 parameters you have there. What is it you're lagging? How long do you want to lag it by? And do you want to use a fill option for periods where you don't have any data? What they've now added is a 4th parameter, and it's called strict, semi-strict or non-strict. Now, non-strict is the default, so you wouldn't really ever have to fill that in. But if you did want to use strict or semi-strict, you would type that in. So if I go semi-strict, if you're not sure or weren't aware, just lag and lead, the only difference is lag will delay things out a number of periods, and lead will bring them back in by a number of periods. Now, what you'll see there on the lag by having made that semi-strict is if I change my periods to lag by to a minus, so in effect a lag and a lead can do exactly the same thing, because you can achieve a lead effect on a lag by putting a minus figure in your periods to lag by. So if I make that -3, you'll notice 1,000,000 all the way across. That's because by going into an element of strictness, ANAPLAN's saying no, you're using a lag, so technically you shouldn't be putting a negative figure in there. If that's what you want, you should be using a lead, not a lag. However, semi-strict does let me use zeros, so if I don't want to lag it at all, it still picks up the -250. If I remove, though, the semi part of that and just go with straightforward strict, it doesn't even allow a 0. So that's the difference between strict and semi-strict. Semi-strict for a lag will not allow a negative input, but it will allow 0. Strict will not allow either, so no zeros and no negative inputs. In the lead function, it works in exactly the same way. So in other words, you can't fool your lead into being a lag by putting in a negative number. You'll notice there it just immediately does a fill all the way across. Because we're in semi-strict, I can though get away with putting a 0 in which case it will return to copying exactly obviously what's in overheads. So there you go, in a nutshell. You've now got mode to interact with lag and lead, those modes being non-strict, which is the default, strict and semi-strict.